Well, hello everyone. It's great to be back with YourTV as I provide another update for the city of Belleville as we deal with these COVID-19 times. And this week's update is for the week of June the 21st. And we are quickly making our way through. It's such a pleasure today to be able to provide the numbers for our region when it comes to COVID. By the middle of this week, we had, I think, 5 consecutive days of 0 cases, which brings our total active case count down to only 2. But something we haven't seen for a few months is being that we have 0 people in hospital, 0 people in intensive care, 0 people on a ventilator, and we have 0 outbreaks in the entire Hastings and Prince Edward Health Unit. So that is terrific progress. I really want to thank everybody. Since the beginning of COVID, we've had 1,127 total cases, which includes, unfortunately, 11 people that passed away from COVID. So we are now dealing with about 493 variants of concern in our region, which is something that troubles us because these are the mutations of that original COVID virus. But while that concerns us, the reason why those numbers have not been rising very quickly has been the phenomenal vaccination rates that we've had. We are now through 140,000 people that have received vaccinations in our health unit. 72% of the eligible population has received the first dose, and 19% of our residents are fully vaccinated, which is an outstanding number. And that is really what is slowing down that increase of those variants of concern because of the fact that people are getting vaccinated. So, we've sped up the process for second vaccines here in our region. And, again, I invite you to go to the provincial booking system. It is right here, the Ontario booking system. You can see it on the screen. Go there, register. And now every week, it seems like they're increasing the number of people who are now eligible to speed up that second dose. So we are going to have what they call a 2-dose summer, and we're going to see a return to relaxations much sooner. We're expecting later this week or early next week, the provincial government to make some decisions regarding moving from, we're now in step 1, moving to step 2, which will, as I said, allow further relaxations. We are quite ahead of schedule when it comes to the percentages required for vaccination to move to step 2. And so we are expecting to have some information about that. And we know that other provinces in Canada are moving ahead. For example, the province of Alberta will be having a full reopening of their society on July 1st. The province of Saskatchewan has announced July the 11th. We know that British Columbia will be open no later than the end of August. And this week, the province of Quebec discussed the fact that all their provinces now in their green zone, and they're allowing further relaxation. So that's good news. And we did hear a little bit about people going across the border and how being fully vaccinated will allow you to not have to quarantine, and we're speeding it up. So we will see a lot of these changes over the next few weeks. I have to say, it's really exciting because, for the last 15 months, I've had to communicate what the federal and provincial governments are doing about what we are not allowed to do. And so it is so great to be able to talk about what we are doing, and it is really a lot of optimism for the future. This week has been a very busy week already, and it continues to be so for the city of the Belleville. Last week on Friday, we did the pop-up launch. So these are our businesses at Westwicks Park, food and clothing and water activities. These independent businesses are just temporary, and so they're in these cargo containers. And here's some photos from the launch last week. The 2021 season is going to be great, and we had a phenomenal weekend to start off. And so, I invite everybody to go down to Westwicks Park. It's outdoors, it's nice and socially distanced, and it's COVID-friendly to go there. The food is fantastic, and we're so grateful to have those vendors. So that has been really, really good. Last week, I also had the pleasure of making a couple donations to the Children's Foundation. First of all, here's a photo of myself presenting a check from Lexicon Energy for some of this was for their East Coast kitchen party they had a few weeks ago to raise money for their organization. And then there's also a $5,000 grant that the city of Belleville has given them, and that goes towards their programs. Like everybody else, the Children's Foundation has had a tough time replacing their in-person fundraising activities that have always been so well done, and the community supported it so well. Because of COVID, they can't do it. So we're still raising these funds, and it was great to be there on behalf of the city of Belleville to present them with those funds. Here's another photo of me getting a tour of a mobile dental clinic it's called Gift from the Heart. And this is Bev, who is giving me a tour of this former ambulance, which has been outfitted to be a dental studio. There are a lot of people who don't have benefits, or they may be suffering from homelessness, and they don't have the same access to dental care that the rest of us do. And a lot of problems can happen when bacteria that's unchecked goes on. So what Bev and her volunteers are doing is amazing, to be able to give people this public health offering. And here's some information, the website that you can go to get more information if you need some of their help, or if you'd like to make a donation, because they rely on donations in order to be able to fund their activities. And we have so many great people in our community who are always stepping up to help out, even during these unusual times of COVID. And Bev is just another example of that, and we congratulate them. This week, we brought back the Mayor's Golf Challenge, and Mayor's Golf Challenge was in support of community living. And we had to take a break in 2020 with COVID, but they worked really hard to be able to bring a COVID-friendly golf tournament, and it was great to be out on the course. Here are some pictures of Warden Phillips from Hastings County, and Mayor Jim Harrison, and someone representing Mayor Ferguson from Prince Edward County, and myself. It's a great way to raise some money for this really important organization that does so much in our community, at the same time having some fun and having a little bit of friendly competition. At the time of this video, I still don't know who won it. The city of Belleville were the defending champions from the last time in 2019. And we will have to see how creative everybody's scorekeeping was to determine whether or not we're back in as champs, or if there's a new champion this year. But thanks very much to all the volunteers. There were many that day, but also the staff from Community Living for the great work they do for our community. I also want to talk a little bit about downtown Belleville, because last week was the launch of this year's outdoor alfresco activities, and what a launch they had. The feedback has been so good. Last year, in spite of COVID, the Downtown Business Improvement Association, they said, we're going to do COVID friendly or COVID safe activities in downtown, and they were embraced by the community. It was so good. Well, this year they've even upped it. They've made it better than last year. And so I invite you to go down to see the beautiful parklets where patio spaces have been extended onto city property. There's also, vendors on the street. We've reduced traffic down from one lane from Bridge Street north all the way to Victoria Avenue. And that's to allow for more on-street activation. But it is great, and they're having some big things coming this summer. So I would invite you to do it. Also, a lot of it is downtown, but it's for the entire city. The Discover Belleville booklet is out, and the website, discoverbelleville.ca. You can take a look at it here on the screen as well. That gives you an idea of what's going on in Belleville and where you can go and what you can do. Of course, our favorite French bistro on the front of L'Auberge de France is on the front of the Discover Belleville magazine this year. But there's lots of great information for you. It is available online, and you can also get it from the Chamber of Commerce in a hard copy and around town. But we encourage you to pick it up, let your friends know, and be able to have a safe summer here in Belleville. The last thing, looking forward, next week on Monday, we have an in-person council meeting for the city of Belleville, and we're also going to be swearing in our brand new fire chief. And so I'm just reviewing to approve the program, the final version of the program. YourTV will be there to cover that event, that historic event for us which will happen in the newly renovated City Council chambers. We're not sure, it's not going to be finished completely, those renovations. We're still working on it. COVID has impacted the timing and the speed of that as well, but we are close to having it be done. And we're going to be swearing in Monique Belair as our next fire chief in the city of Belleville. Her title is Director of Emergency Services and Fire Chief. And we are so excited about having her join our team and what that means for the future of us. And we know that many people are really proud of this historic occasion. So with that, that's my update for this week. And I hope that everybody stays safe. You follow those 3 W's as I talk about each week here on YourTV. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and watch your distance. These things are what we can do to keep the spread from going. Let's make sure that we don't let down on our vaccination rates. We're doing so well as a region. We're all so proud, but I can't tell you how proud I am to be the mayor of such a great city, that people care about each other, that they're willing to make sacrifices to this point, but then also get vaccinated to help each other. And that's great news. But if you have any questions or any comments, you can reach out to me through my Belleville City Hall office, and all of your councillors, the 8 members of elected members of council, all are available for you, and all of our contact information is on the city website. And so I wish you a fantastic weekend. We'll be back in touch next week. We'll have lots of news because of our council meeting on Monday, and you'll also have some great pictures of the swearing in ceremony. And I hope everybody stays safe and has a great weekend. All the best. Thank you.